profit is more important than win rate. Hi, it's Charlie Burton giving you Wednesday's video update. So, profit, yes, much more important than win rate, and yet people still get fixated on winners and losers. I'm just going to give you an example actually from this week, literally this week, whereby I took a trade. Took a couple of trades which lost 1.8R. Okay, over I think it was three trades actually, but they were reduced sizes because we were edging in, and then we're going to add to them if they then started to go in our direction. So it meant that it was a loss of 1.8R, not -3, because it was actually 3 attempts. And then the trade then set up again, and that then produced a plus 3.35R. Okay, that was yesterday or into yesterday. I think the trade was taken Monday and then exited yesterday. So, okay, fair enough. Yeah, you got a couple of losers or two or three losers come through, and then you go and get your winners. It's all about risk reward. We know that, and yet people still will have two or three losers in a row and then won't want to take that next trade. Now, this was all on basically. I took this trade with our traders in the trading room, and this was all on the same pattern that was setting up. So it was exactly the same pattern. It was just that we were getting nicked out, and then it was then sort of resetting. So the probability is that there was probably one or two people in that trading room who decided not to take this last trade. I'm pretty good at knowing what goes on in traders' minds. Now, maybe they won't accept that. I didn't ask them yesterday. I asked the trading room yesterday, but maybe they won't admit it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's happened so many times over the years. When this sort of thing does occasionally happen, that usually there's one or two people who will sort of admit afterwards, and they'll say, "Yeah, I just didn't take it. I hesitated and didn't take that trade, Charlie, because you'd had like three losers in a row, and I didn't want to take it." And again, this is where people get so caught up in win rate. They don't mean to. A lot of the time, people don't mean to get caught up in wins and losses, but they just they get too emotionally involved. And so, what you always need to do is come back to profitability over and above win rate. Anyone can have a strong win rate in a short term or whatever, but it's that overall profitability of what you're doing. And so it's well worthwhile considering this, thinking about this. And if you have just had an experience like this yourself, which most of you will have done at some point or other, where you've had a couple of losers, then you go and get a big risk reward ratio trade come through, which compensates for the losers and gives you a net gain on top. What I always say is bottle it. So take the emotions that you might have felt hesitation at the point of taking the trade, that final trade, but it worked out. And so do make notes of that, journal it, so that you can sort of remind yourself in the future of, oh yeah, I've been here before and I didn't hesitate before and it did actually work out okay. I'm not guaranteeing that the fourth time that you take a trade is always going to work. It's not. But you have to look at the bigger picture, not the fact that you've had two losers in a row or three losers in a row on the same trade. If the trade is there, you take it, and it's as simple as that. When you do a back test and you back test all of these setups, you come up with your overall back test results, and they'll tell you whether it's worthwhile taking all of these trades or not. And yet, once we actually start trading, then sometimes our emotions get involved, and then we don't want to take them because we're looking too much at win rate and losses or losers rather than thinking about overall profitability. So there you go. So there's a little bit of a video there. And actually, talking of profitability, that brings me on. I must mention the AI system coupled with DST. We're in the middle of a campaign on that at the moment. Sam's been doing, and this is the email that just came through to me today that she's put together, and we've had some lovely feedback so far on this now, so you can just pause on this as you go through, but it's just a few that she's put in. She's got loads actually, but she's only put 3 or 4 into today's email that she's sent out. But do have a look at those, and do go to our website if you're interested in that. That's that AI software, the artificial intelligence software, just go to our EzeeTrader.com, and then you'll be able to click on it straight from there. So do check that out, because again, what we're finding is people are sort of saying they're much more relaxed about their trading. Let me go back to this guy here. This is a classic example. My days of looking at lots of indicators, being stressed out, day trading, pressure to make trades have disappeared. I wait for a signal, then review my charts and tick the boxes. And if it ticks the boxes, I take the trade. Simple as that. Makes a huge difference, especially if you have a full-time job. So I'm not saying that this is instead of day trading, of course, but it is something a good. That's just a good example of whereby many traders suffer with the emotions of trading, and this is just one thing that part of it that you takes away all of that decision making. Should I take this trade? Should I not take this trade? Where it just throws the trades at you with all of the probabilities and information that you need on each particular trade, so that you can actually say, yeah, I want to take this trade, or actually no, the probabilities on this one are too low. So it gives you all of that. That all comes down to the filters anyway. But the window is closing on that. The launch window closes on the 9th of October, which I think is only just over a week ago. So I'm just letting you know on that. Right, okay, so there you go. So a little bit of food for thought there on the win rate versus profitability. Take care. I'll see you. I'll do another video at the end of the week.